Well, I made a few changes to the Edric deck, and for those of you that celebrate this time of year, hopefully you're having a good holiday. Anyway, I'm going to run through a few games in which the change that I made comes up, which was to add Tradewind Rider to the deck. And then at the end, I will bring up the deck list, so stick around for that if you're interested. Excuse me. Here was a game where I won the dice roll. My hand will be at the bottom, but my cards will be up at the top. Playing against Erebos, like a boss. So I mulligan into this hand here, and I kept it specifically because I had the Tradewind, and I really just wanted to see if it was going to prove to be any good, or if it was just going to, you know, be like a win more type of card. So I kept it kind of a bad hand here, actually. Opponent plays Black Knight, which is pretty good when you have a Bloodchief Ascension out. So I fetch a Simic Growth Chamber, and decide that what I'm going to do is pass the turn with Mana Leak ready. Scrib if he doesn't, if I don't need a leak. Let's take a few points. So he's going to get a counter on his Bloodchief Ascension. He plays Skursdag High Priest. Maybe I should have countered it, but in fact, definitely I should have countered. I should have countered it and then untapped, and then I would have been able to play both Tradewind and Scrib. But I let it go and play Scrib. I'm going to play Tradewind with counter magic up for this turn. And since I have no way to activate Tradewind, I go ahead and just attack. Now, being a 1/4 flyer, sometimes this means you have a wall, and that's pretty good too. So my opponent plays Attrition, and I figure, okay, that's the card I want to counter. I really don't want him to have access to Terror on Demand. And I cast Edric. Go ahead and just bounce a Skursdag right now, and then Scrib to untap my Tradewind. Cast Elvish Archdruid, and I can, during his upkeep, I Scrib Edric, so I'm ready to bounce again. And I think in the face of having double Boomerang triggering every turn, he gives up. So that was the first game I had with Tradewind, and that seemed pretty satisfactory. So I decided I'm going to play for a while and hopefully get some more games for this list, and I've got 3 more to go through. There's the second time Tradewind came up in any meaningful sense. There was a game where I drew Tradewind the turn that I killed my opponent or something, and that obviously didn't really give me any information. So there's another strong hand with Soul Ring in it, which allows me to get a turn 2 Tradewind out. My opponent slams in my ring now. This sucks because if Tradewind was active, I could have bounced the Soul Ring in response. It's like an anti-control magic, anti-removal type of thing. They have to wait for you to activate it to try to play removal. Anyway, so play Wirewood here, and I was hoping he would do me a favor and play a elf so that I could both use the Wirewood's token to activate Tradewind and still have mana up for a lapse. I was trying to figure out what to do with this slot, and I put Memory Lapse in it for this game, and then later, after seeing Brian use Cryptic Command again and really thinking about it, I decided that I would go that route instead. So Lapse is no longer in. As you'll see, it's Cryptic Command for now. Anyway, my opponent does not play an elf here. He plays Lotus, Lore Scale, and so end of turn I make him pick up the Lotus. So my turn I play Raio, so now I've got bounce and a counter. I'm just chilling. He goes for Lotus, and this time I counter it. So I want to set him back, and then I want to bounce something else. The Lore Scale most likely, possibly one of his lands, possibly even Oran Reef. But he says counters and commanders are boring. And I say that after him killing my Soul Ring, I really didn't feel like him having 8 mana to my 4. But apparently he doesn't see the logic in that. It's funny how so frequently my opponents don't see why I am playing cards that prevent them from beating me. They just get so mad that I'm doing that. I should only allow them to beat me, right? Anyway, so that was that game. And for this one, a test card, actually a card I'm about 100% certain is going to always be in a green deck side build is Restore. And here's a game I keep. Again, semi-sketchy hand, but it's got Tradewind in it. And my opponent plays first turn Sackland. Walks right into the plan. So I get first turn 4 mana. Now I could have done the same thing with a Rampant Growth. So Restore doesn't really, it's not even like super, advantageous there. And if he hadn't played the Sackland, then I would have just sat with it in my hand. So it is something to keep in mind. But what I like about Restore is that it, has a high volume of probable targets, and then randomly, like, you can do stuff like Strip Mine, Restore, Strip Mine, and it turns it into a sinkhole. Anyway, so end of turn I fetch and go ahead and play Tradewind. And I don't know if you see what's coming, but I was like, please don't have like Bant Charm or something here. Just play your commander. He does me one better and plays this Jam Day Tome on legs, tapping out, and that is all she wrote, folks. Thank you. And hello, infinite control magic on a stick. And in the face of that, my opponent gives up. Very reasonable action there. So here we go. Finally, I had a Tradewind game, I believe, against this player. I think this was a Tradewind game. I tried to only record those. Well, let's see. So I've got a fast hand. I don't see a Tradewind in it, but he's got a, pretty quick start there as well. So just ramp out. Turn 1 Bird, turn 2 Soul Ring, Hive Master Priest. And he has Aether Flash. Oh, that's right. So I don't remember if I drew Tradewind in this game or not, but I can tell you what, with this card in play, there are very few things that I want to draw more than Tradewind Rider right now. There's Claim, Trigon Predator, Tradewind Rider, Natural Order, Green Sun Zenith, so that I can go get Trigon Predator. There isn't a heck of a lot here. Anyway, since I'm not going to be able to play my commander, I have to try to shut him down as best as I can. So Tezzeret has a very good way of doing that. Winter Orb. So I get Winter Orb, and hopefully in a few turns I can use Tezzeret to go get a sword, have my creatures do a little more meaningful damage. But for now I'm just chilling. So he plays Sackland, comes into play tap. That's cool by me. I fetch Strip Mine with Tezzeret, fetching map and then strip. I strip his land. I was about to restore Strip Mine, so the nice thing here is I could restore Strip Mine directly into play, and then when he untaps a land, strip that off. And then on the next turn I could regrow Strip Mine and Strip Mine, whatever. If he played a land, I could Strip Mine that off, and if he didn't, I just set it in play and strip off whatever he plays. And I guess in the face of me having so many turns over and over and over, he gives up. Although he doesn't know that I have those. But just being under lockdown under that. So yeah, I didn't actually draw Tradewind here, but I certainly wanted to. Anyway, so those are the games. And here are the changes to the deck. I don't know if you have, I don't know which version you've seen, but yeah, Gilded Drake is in. Tradewind Rider is in. Cryptic Command is in. Viridian Shaman is out. Restore is in. The little insect that lets you pick up an elf, he's out. Trigon's in. I'm not sure what else I pulled. Let's see, Manor's out. Viridian Shaman's out. The insect guy is out. But that doesn't cover as many spells as I've changed. So I'm not entirely sure what all is different here, but here is the deck list, so hopefully this is assistive in those of you who are interested in figuring it out. Anyway, those are some fun games and interesting changes, and I'll keep an eye on them and see how I feel about them. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have happy holidays. We'll see you next time.